Hello everyone, welcome to Cause Streams TV. I'm Cause, and I just want to say a quick thank you for spending some time checking out my videos. If you like what you see, hit that like and subscribe button as it goes a long way in letting me know what you want to see more of. Now, let's jump into the video. Welcome back to Cause Streams TV, and hello Season 4! So far, so good. It's been exciting. It's been challenging and exciting all at the same time. So let's take a minute here to talk about the 4 tanks I played this week. I played my Monk, I played my DK, I played my DH, and I've also played my Prot Warrior. I didn't get around to the Bear Druid, and I didn't get around to my Prot Paladin, mainly because trying to get all of the raids done, Mythic Pluses done, it took a lot of my time up. And on top of that, I'm going to show you guys something new that has come into my life, and I'm super excited about it. You'll see here in a minute. So, how did the tanks feel? Obviously, I didn't run super high keys on all of them. On the Monk and the Demon, and not the Demon Hunter, on the Monk and the DK, I actually ran some pretty high keys. The Monk felt extremely squishy in some keys, like Neltharus. Things were hitting me so hard, and I was having a bit of a challenge. The DK at first did as well. I'm not talking about the chain boss. That in itself we're going to talk about as well, but I'm just talking about in general. Like certain keys, the Monk felt great. I could steamroll through ads. I was doing a ton of damage, just kind of go, 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 go. Then there's other keys that he kind of struggled. He felt very squishy and very weak. While the DK, although going into packs it's challenging and you almost fall over, if you have a defensive running, you get in there, you death strike, and you're good to go. You stay alive, right? So DK, I actually managed to get a pretty high key done as well. I'm going to post the link up the top. You're going to see it pop up to the 11 Neltharus we did. It wasn't a clean run. There's a disclaimer. Check that video out. Don't always give up when you're running keys. So on top of that, what else did we play? We played the Demon Hunter. Obviously, the Demon Hunter felt great. He felt super easy to use. The silences, the stuns, it made the keys extremely easy to walk through. I think I did like a 7 or a 5, and basically with the Demon Hunter, it was not a challenge at all. Survivability wasn't a problem. Nothing was a problem there. And then the last character we played is the Protection Warrior. Another one that actually felt really good to play. It's like nothing was doing damage because there's so much physical damage this season. Prot Warrior with Ignore Pain does nothing. So out of those 4 tanks, obviously the funnest one to me was my Monk, of course, but the easiest was probably the Demon Hunter for obvious reasons. And outside of that, I would probably recommend the Warrior. If you're just kind of looking to have a fun tank to play on where you could probably run 10s very easily, I think the Warrior is the way to go. You get a good healer, and he just survives everything. You just sit there and keep Ignore Painting, right? So between the Warrior being the most fun and then the DH being the most powerful, right? So I messed that up, and I said the Warrior being the most fun, which is actually true. The Warrior was the most fun, but I didn't push as hard as I did on the Monk. When the Monk is more so my main and always will be. I enjoy playing it a lot more, and I feel like I can push a lot higher. Obviously, last season we went up to 32, 32, and we want to repeat that again this season. So overall, those 4 tanks felt good. I had some frustrations with the Monk. I had some frustrations with the DK, but we got through it. So we're going to get in here, and we're going to jump into some vaults. But first, I'm going to show you guys a new thing that came into my life. And one other thing that happened with the start of season 4, we welcomed a new family member, a pug. He is 8 weeks old, and I just wanted to show you guys he has been a bundle of energy this week. We have been dealing with him. Even with all this excitement, I've managed to run a lot of keys, so we're going to get into that. But this is Maverick. He's about 9 weeks old. He's a little baby pug. He's the cutest boy in the world. So everyone say hello to Maverick. He's still tiny. He still fits into the palm of my hand like a small little boy. Say hi, Maverick. Hi. Okay. So also this week we got 2 mounts. I usually just park all of my alts there and I'll kill Nalak and then I'll fly over to Shaw of Anger, kill him, and log out. And I do that every single week. And I've been doing that for years. Since Throne of Thunder was a thing, I've been trying to farm this world boss. And finally, we got the mount and I'm super excited. And here he is in all of his glory, the Thundering Cloud Serpent. I was super excited when I got this mount. It is awesome. So I'm very happy to have it. There's one less mount I now have to farm. All that's left is the Shaw of Anger. And then the other mount we got this week, this is actually from the Time Walking raid. We ran Black Temple, and the first one we did, we ended up getting Ashes of Alar. So that is another one that I no longer have to even think about going back to run, and that's exciting. Even though it's a simple raid and you just walk right through it, don't need to do it anymore. So this is another mount we got this week. And so another thing I want to show you guys here is Neltharus' first boss. This is the chain boss, Chargath. This is the beginning of the week. This is a 7 key that I did with the team, and it is insane on how hard this fiery focus is about to hit me. It hits me for almost 70% of my health. I death strike, it hits me for 50%. I purgatory, it hits me for 50%. I death strike, it hits me for another 50. I can't believe how much damage this was doing. I was trying to do chains, and I would turn around or even just try to kite the boss backwards. The Death Knight, you can't do that, right? Just because you need to death strike. And yeah, it was just unbelievable how much damage this boss was doing at the start of the week. Now, this is a clip from the following week, and this is after the 25% nerf. Now, if you watch, I don't actually get hit as hard here, and this is far more survivable. I even have the team kind of come and actually help me with the chains, but like here he hits me and maybe 25% of my life, death strike. That one hit me for almost 70, but I turned my back, right? So now I'm not turning my back, and you can see maybe 25% of my health pool. I can deal with that. The earlier tuning of this boss was unbelievably challenging, right? This is much more manageable now, and this is at a 9 versus at a 7 when it was almost one-shotting me. So let's jump into it and let's see what each of our characters got. First, we're going to start with the Monk. We're going to look over the gear he got over the course of the week. From his time walking, he actually got the 506 boots. So not bad. They're hero track, not the greatest stats, but they are worth using. We also got 496 hands out of his vault. We're not wearing the hand just because we would break our 4-piece, and that's not really worth it right now. I probably don't actually put on my new 4-piece, which is the same as last season's, until I actually have all 4 pieces. There's no reason to go 2 and 2-piece as I don't gain anything, right? On top of that, we got a 512 hero track headpiece with leech. This one was actually out of Vault of the Incarnates. It was off one of the raid bosses, so great piece there. This is definitely one I would catalyze, depending on what we get out of Vault. We got a couple more pieces here. They're 480s, 480 and 496. Obviously, none of these are hero track. We got some veteran and champion, probably not worth using. I also have a couple belts that I got, and then the cool thing I got last week was actually a Forge Storm. One of the last Neltharus runs we did, we got a Forge Storm out of it, so not bad. However, Rashawn's is still a higher DPS amount done versus having Forge Storm or one other item such as the Thorn Collar. And just to add to the collection of stuff I got, we got this trinket as well from one of the caches. So that's the Monk's gear overview. Not much there. Now let's take a look at the keys the Monk has completed. I got a bunch done. The only key I didn't run of Halls of Infusion, just due to time. We also ran the raid on the Monk as well. The raid will actually have a Mythic vault slot and 2 heroics, and then he will also have 1 Mythic track vault for the dungeons, right? So let's take a look. We completed a 9 Algothar Academy, a 9 Brackenhide Hollow, an 8 Neltharus, a 5 Azure Vaults, a 5 Ruby Life Pools, a 2 Uldaman, and a 2 Nokud offensive. Obviously, we did multiple keys of some of these, but overall, 1366, not bad at all. The Monk felt okay to play depending on the key. I'm hoping it's just a gear thing, and as gear improves, I get better, but let's take a look at what he gets in his vault. Wait. I had to cancel that. We need to roll as Windwalker because there's a bunch of stuff we want. Specifically, what we're looking for out of a vault is Diurna's or Aranog's ring. Seal of Diurna's or the fire ring from Aranog. So let's see if we get it. Rolling in Windwalker spec. We are not so lucky, unfortunately. But what we're looking at here, we have Mythic Track chess piece, which is fantastic. If we wanted to catalyze it, that's a very big upgrade. We have Hero Track hands, and then we also have our best in slot ring, Tormentor's Siphoning Signet. That is worth considering. We have a 419 weapon, first mastery. We have the Thunderous Ring from Nokud, which is good for most classes, and then we have the Finger, Haste First, which is not very good for us. So it's really between taking the Valdraken's Protector's Turncoat or the ring. Now the ring we're running right today, there is a chance I could get it, or we can get it next week at a roll. I think it's the play is to take the Mythic chess piece and then go from there. Let's figure that out. So we do catalyze the chess piece as our Monk, and it really is the best upgrade we can get outside of the ring. I feel like rings are plentiful, and I'll eventually get it. So I am going to take the chess because it's Mythic Track. Even though I can't use it yet, eventually we'll get to use it and catalyze it to get 2-piece. Monks has a 9 Okuda offensive to start the week. All right, and next up, we're going to take a look at the Blood Death Knight. Starting off with some of the pieces we got last week. Starting with a cloak. We got a 509 Heroic Track cloak. We got a headpiece from the Mastery token. So he completed a full raid, including Raz, so he got the Mark of Mastery. So we got the headpiece from the token vendor and upgraded it. And then we also had Hero Track hands. So I catalyzed the hands, giving me 2 and 2 piece. And then I upgraded both. So he's not looking too bad. On top of that, we also got 509 boots, which is a great upgrade. We got 493 legs and a 515 belt, Hero Track. On a side note, at the end of the week, the last key we ran with him, a Brackenhide, we got the weapon out of it, so that was a nice big bump for him. He actually went from 480 at the start of last week to 499 in item level. A couple other items we got for him. Blazebinder's Hoofs, the trinket from RLP, the haste trinket, which is not bad for him. Actually, I could run it, but right now I'm going to continue running the ones he has. I still run Cheat Death because things hit really hard on the Blood Decay, and then also, actually, I forgot to mention, I got the 512 All Totem Master trinket. This was a minor upgrade, but nobody on the raid really needed it, and I just took it for the stats. It's better than nothing. So yeah, and then we also got from Neltharus the mutated Magma Moth scale. Again, a trinket that I could use just for stats, but it's not really needed right now, so it's not something that I'm going to use. Overall, I'm very happy with the Blood Decay, put a lot of effort into him. 499.5 is a great place to be, and I'll continue pushing some high keys. Speaking of his keys, let's take a look at what he ran. The Blood Death Knight actually finishes at 1878. After week 1, there's the 11 Nokuda I was talking about. We ended up timing that. It's posted in the YouTube channel. There'll be a link in the description below. We did a 10 Legacy of Tier. Ultimon is actually a very challenging key. It feels like with the timer, it's still not enough to do it. I know Blizzard increased it by a minute. It's still not enough. I feel like this needs to go up even higher. 5 bosses on Tyrannical, plus a ton of trash. It just, you're always cutting it very close, but we do have a 10. It's not time, but it was our best key. We have a 9 Ruby Life Pools, a 9 Halls of Infusion, a 9 Brackenhide Hollow, a 9 Neltharus, an 8 Algathar Academy, and a 7 Azure Vaults. Very happy with his performance. The DK is in a good spot going into this week. Getting these keys should bring him easily over 2k, which may give us another Mark of Mastery or Excellence for a tier token. We'll find out here early. But let's take a look at what he gets in his vault. We're going to open the vault in Unholy Spec, because as always, there is really no reason to do tank trinkets on a Blood DK. Alright, so taking a look at the DK, we have Spiteful Storm, not a bad trinket. It is worth using compared to the Totem Master, so not bad. We have Hero Track Chess Piece, also a great piece to have in your vault. We have the Hero Track Hands, which, whatever, I already have those at 522, so that's a lost slot. Then we have the Mythic Headpiece, which we've already upgraded one. Mythic Shoulders, which we could catalyze this week. Then also Mythic Two-Handed Weapon. But since I still need to farm out the Legendary, this may not be worth it. But this has Avoidance. Oh man, the head. So really, it's between taking the chest or the shoulders. I think just in sheer amount of tokens, we should probably take the shoulders and catalyze them. And then I may get a token out of raid this week. So I think this is what I'm going to do because they also have avoidance. So let's take the shoulders and catalyze them. And to start the week, the Blood DK will have an 11 Azure Vaults. Alright, and next up we are taking a look at the Warrior. He did get some upgrades that he's not currently using. First of all, let's start off by he got the weapon. And this is the time walking raid. He got 593 weapon, 493 weapon, and a 493 headpiece, both from the time walking raid. And then from the cache, he actually got the shoulders. Right, he got the plate shoulder. So currently, because I have the 4-piece, I don't want to break it yet. So I'm just kind of holding off. But these I can catalyze if I can get another hero track piece. So not a bad, turnout for him. We also got champion track legs and an offhand shield. So he got the weapon, the shield, the head, and the shoulders. Actually, not, and legs. We did do some keys on him. His highest will most likely be like a 4 or something. It wasn't very high, but he was a lot of fun to play. One other thing he got was the ring from Halls of Infusion with a socket. I haven't socketed yet, but this is a huge win for him, so I'm really happy with that. I definitely want to play him a little more. The Warrior was a lot of fun, so I do want to put some time into him this season. So overall, yeah, what did we run on him in key-wise? Yeah, very small keys, 3, 4, and a 2, so he'll probably have a 4 and a 2 for his vault. Let's take a look. So we did get the fragment from Raid, which isn't really that great for us, but then he also got hero track legs. So we're gonna actually take these and then we can catalyze it now and get 2 and 2Ps because he has the other hero track shoulders that we got. So Warrior is looking good. He gets to start the week off with a 3 Algathar Academy, nothing huge. We'll see how he does this week. Okay, and looking at the last character that we did some stuff with, we have the Demon Hunter. She got the legs out of the raid cache at Hero Track, which is great. She got the shoulders out of the dungeon cache at Champion Track, so not the greatest, but it is an upgrade if I chose to use it. I'll probably hold off. I'm not going to do any Champion Track stuff, only Hero Track will get catalyzed. We also, from the raid itself, got a headpiece and a back piece. Now, the back piece we will most likely use. I just haven't swapped it out yet, and then put Leech on it. So we got some upgrades on the Demon Hunter. Nothing crazy. In regards to completed dungeons, we did a 5, a 4, a 4, and a 2. So nothing crazy. Again, it was very tough. I wanted to make sure I got through the raid to hope to get Aranog's ring. No luck, unfortunately, but we will have at least 2 vault slots on her. So let's take a look at what she got. Alright, so we have hero track hands that we could catalyze with avoidance. We have Agira's flying hatchet, a one-hander, which I'm going to sim that and we'll see if that's worth taking. We have wrists with leech, hero track, which is actually very good as well for us. And then we also have back piece with avoidance. I think all of my pieces minus the weapon have a tertiary. Wow. Avoidance, leech, and avoidance. So if I were to take the hatchet and swap it out for one of my weapons at the current eye level of 506, it is a 5k DPS increase. At max level 522, it is a 10k DPS increase. Definitely going to take the weapon for the damage buff. Definitely going to have to try to run some keys on the DH. We have a 5 no-cood offensive. So overall, last week was a lot of fun. I played with the team and I played with a bunch of people running Mythic Plus. We did the guild raid. I really did enjoy it. I feel like my Deathlight is really low on damage right now. I need to figure out what's going on there. I think he's just statted very poorly with secondary stats. So I got to work on that this week. But so I'm looking forward to this week. I'm going to do the same thing I did last week. I'm going to push a lot of Mythic Plus. I'm going to do the raid. Really hoping the monk gets some gear out of the raid. Really hoping that he can maybe get the weapon and maybe one of the rings. We'll see how it goes. I can't wait to actually see how much IO I can push out of this week. I am kind of nervous because it is fortified and bolstering. So I'm a little nervous with how things are going to feel on either my monk or my DK. Like both felt a little squishy last week and it wasn't a fort week. Not only do we have fort this week, we have bolstering on top of that. So ads are going to hit like a truck. I'll have some videos for you guys. Take a look at that no-cood. Let me know what you think of this video, and I hope you guys had way better vaults than I did, and I hope you have a fantastic week. Enjoy your week. I'm looking forward to the next one. Peace out. All right, and that's it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, hit that like and subscribe button to show me that you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week.